Dun 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 dun.
Kwacha, good morning, Zambia. My name is Chanda, and I'm an international voiceover in Abu Dhabi. I can be your voice for fashion.
When it's time to get the job done, Southern Gents presents the double-breasted pinstripe of excellence.
Your voice for cinema.
All these years, you lied to me, Alfred.
The Batman, only in cinemas March 3rd.
Your voice for beverages.
Introducing the Jupiter cocktail. Shaken, not stirred.
For international standard voiceovers, reach out to me on Instagram at CallMeVocal.
Now, this promises to be another exciting episode of that Zed Podcast. My name is K+, seated right next to Elson. I don't know why I have to introduce you all the time, though.
You introduce yourself?
Yeah, so why don't you introduce yourself then?
Because you know what my name is.
Yeah, well, I run the risk of sounding like your beehive. Anywho, this promises to be another exciting episode of that Zed Podcast, and special guest we have today, a man who I think nobody even remembers his real name, because he was telling me behind the scene that even his own family calls him Mr. Nguzu. Your grandchildren call you what? Grandpa Nguzu.
Grandpa Nguzu.
Your nephews and nieces?
Uncle Nguzu.
Your wife?
My wife calls me Nguzu. And if she really wants to be serious, she would say pastor.
Pastor Nguzu?
No, just pastor.
Pastor. How so? You preach?
I do. I'm married to a pastor. And definitely if you're married to a pastor,
that makes you a
you're
pastor?
also supposed to tag.
But do you preach though?
I do.
Where?
We are running a church of our own.
Okay.
Called The Root of David. My wife is senior pastor.
And you are?
I'm a pastor.
You know, what I'm trying to imagine is...
Do you want me to say I'm an assistant pastor?
I was about to put you on the spot and ask you to do a bit of a sermon right here on that Zed Podcast just to see how this goes, man. Wouldn't you like that?
No, I wouldn't, because I would burst into flames.
Oh, ye of little good. Yeah. Mr. Nguzu, welcome to, and for the purpose of this interview, can we call you Mr. Nguzu like everyone does?
Please go ahead.
I know your real name is Mutale Monde, but who
Monde,
calls you
Mutale
that?
Monde.
Mutale Monde. He's also double M.
Oh, right.
Don't tell me you don't know my actual
No, I know
names.
Mutale.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just didn't know the last name. It was going to be weird, though, if it was Manta too.
I know, right?
You know, it's actually the second time that we're meeting.
Yes, this is the second time we are meeting.
Do you remember when the first was?
No, I don't, but I know that we've met.
We met, I think, a year or so back at Pakona with this guy, Roy's friend. You know Roy? Pro Bass? Mm-hmm. I forget his friend's name, and you came with a whole bunch of women.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Wait. Who came with the women?
He came with the women.
I came with...
Even in real life,
with women from Mpali.
Even in real life, you're polygamous.
No, I'm not.
He's a pimp.
In real life, he's a pimp.
Hey, bro, he had his head tilted and he's coming with like 4 women. I was like, my man.
So just like I said in the preamble, I'm married to a pastor.
Married to a pastor, yeah.
I'm a father of 4 children.
Yeah.
A boy and 3 girls.
Wow.
4 that you know of.
Sorry?
He's saying 4 children that you know of.
Come on, what are you trying to insinuate?
No, I'm a clown. Never take anything I say seriously.
Never take anything that Elson says seriously. Mr. Nguzu, welcome to that Zed Podcast. And, you know, every episode recently we start with, you know, talking about what's in the news, what's trending and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like to share today something I saw in the papers. And this is something that I've witnessed with my own eyes and, you know, experienced in traffic before. This was the headline, I think, of the Daily Nation, like right at the top, eh? How ambulances are abusing the sirens to just beat traffic. I'm sure you've had an experience on the road before.
Yes.
Here's my experience. This was in Kitwe. I was driving to work. I think I was on radio in my days on radio then. It's like 2013, 14. I'm driving to work. Mm-hmm. and was stuck in traffic. I think it's like lunchtime traffic as I'm heading to work. And by the traffic lights, the traffic lights had stopped working. And you can imagine, in Kitwe drivers are not like Lusaka drivers. We don't give, you know, when you meet like cross junction in Lusaka, the cars going that way, one goes, another going that way goes. In Kitwe, we don't have that patience to give the other car, you know,
no courtesy at all.
No courtesy. It's a Coppola thing. So there's a major traffic jam on the road, and ambulance guy from the back
just chucks on his
blazes the siren, okay, and all of us move to the side, and he passes right in the middle, and well, somehow because of his siren, traffic starts moving a little bit.
Yes.
2 minutes later, I drive right in front of Hungry Lion, and there's the same ambulance. I know because I took note of the name of the hospital that the ambulance comes from. The guy gets out of the ambulance straight in Hungry Lion to order food.
Well, maybe the patient wanted Hungry Lion.
No, man.
You know how patients have cravings?
Nonsense.
Mr. Nguzu, wouldn't you not be a
what kind
patient?
of emergency do you need to go straight to Hungry Lion, man?
Maybe the woman was pregnant.
Approached him.
I should have approached him.
Yes.
Maybe the woman was pregnant.
Because it's just been a nuisance on the
I
road.
almost said something bad because...
You should.
But then I asked myself, what would Jesus do? And look at the pastor advising me.
Why would Jesus be in traffic, though?
What did Jesus
But if he
do when
was,
he
what
went
would
to the
Jesus do?
chapel?
Hey.
What did Jesus do when he went to the chapel?
He
Only to
whipped them.
find
Beat people up.
Being abused by money changers and the rest.
Did he not beat people up?
What?
Yeah. He did beat people up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
you think-
He actually
He
whipped.
did.
He whipped everyone in there. I think I should think of that whenever I think of somebody doing wrong. Whenever we ask ourselves the question, what would Jesus do? We think of turning the
Beat that
other
ass.
cheek. Now it's gonna be whooping that ass. Yeah,
Beat that
true.
ass.
I'll be whooping.
Have you seen? We were talking about. I don't know
Yeah.
if you watch TV a lot. The whole Will Smith and Chris Rock thing. Did you hear about it?
Yeah, okay, yes. I once in a while, yes. But mostly it's for news.
Did you hear that 2 movies that Will Smith was working on have been cancelled or put on hold? Actually,
Why does that make
Why?
me happy?
Bebo is 4 has been put on hold, and there's a movie he was doing with Sony has been put on hold as well.
What was the main reason?
So what happened is during the Oscars, Chris Rock, who came on stage, I think to present an award, made a joke about Will Smith's wife, right? So she was bold. So he made a joke about her boldness. He did not know that she had a medical condition. So initially when he made the joke, Will Smith laughed. Then he looks over to his wife, who's rolling her eyes because she's not impressed. You know the pressure that women give on men, right?
Yeah.
Side note, I almost got beat up because my chick gave me pressure because some guys were talking about her ass. Then she looks at me like, are you going to let these guys talk about my ass like you're not here?
No.
Right? So anyway, let me finish off the Will Smith thing. So then Will Smith figures, okay, so I'm supposed to do something about it. So he gets up, walks over to Chris Rock, who's on stage, and smacks him. And that has created so much backlash since on why he would be that violent, etc., etc. So what I heard yesterday was, as a result, a couple of the movies that he was working on have been put on hold because he could not control his temper.
Yeah.
Have you been in that situation, though, where you've had to defend your wife?
No, not really being physical, but there's an extent where you just lose it.
So you've had to defend your wife? Like someone says
Yeah,
something
of
about
course,
your
yes.
wife?
Yes.
What happened? Do you remember like an incident? Something similar that happened?
Oh, like incident that happened when I started Mpali. There was a lot of scorn from the church. Most of the people were saying, why is your husband doing all this kind of thing? But I had to go on air just to make sure and explain to everyone to say, no, listen, I know I'm doing this as a teacher. So do not take scorn of my wife.
Right.
There are a lot of other situations that we find protecting our wives.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only that you've just hit me with a bullet in the head. This was so sad and I never thought of this.
But
I hear that.
There are many situations that you find yourself in such a thing. First, of course, you have to protect your wife.
Yeah.
And if she's the one who was in the wrong, it's when you go home, then you say, no, Mama, what you did was wrong. My wife, first and foremost, that is part of your life. She's part of you.
Right.
She's part of your flesh.
Talk about it.
Yes, I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
She's part of you. Even biblical, you find that he said, the two of you shall become one.
Yeah.
And why should I fight myself? So those are things that we
I like that.
really tend to look at in life.
All right. Okay. Why are you holding your microphone?
I just felt like holding it today. You have a problem with that?
No, it's just the way you're holding it.
Looks wrong to you, right?
Yeah, it looks
How
wrong
is
to
he
me.
holding it?
Yeah, how am I holding it? What's
I
wrong
don't
with this?
know.
Like a cucumber.
Hey,
Like he's
To
holding
each-
a cucumber.
I
like
know,
he's
right?
holding a cucumber, yes. I like this guy.
Pastor Nguzu, please, when you go home today, pray for this guy. I need
I
help
will.
on this set. I really need
I
help.
will. I will.
Mr. Nguzu,
Please.
before we talk about your acting and all that, I'd love to talk a lot about your life behind the camera, because I think all that we know about Mr. Nguzu is just what we see on TV. And then in researching you, I find you've got quite a number of hobbies and passions, which I found quite interesting. Because I'll give an example of a profile that's on the internet says you love boxing. You actually box as a hobby.
Yeah.
You don't look like a boxer, though.
What are
Yeah.
you trying to say? Is he fat?
I just said he doesn't look like a boxer.
What does a boxer
Okay.
look like?
Way back in my school days, starting from primary school, I had this interest in boxing.
Yeah.
As I grew up, we met with a lot of other guys like the late Lord Mpali, Sandamuti, Julius Reaper, and many other characters. Papa didn't like it, because there are times that I am coming from training, you find with a bruised face, disfigured
Yeah.
face. Then he told me, he just sat me down, Sonny, there are so many other good things that you can do, better things than boxing. But I had a passion for it. Then I said, then what am I going to do? That's when I shifted and switched for drama.
Yeah.
That's how I went into drama arts kind of thing. But even up to now, I mean, if I was really serious, I would have reached some high-level ranking boxer. But I was an obedient child. So at most of the times when daddy says this,
Yeah.
okay, I'll take time, consume it, masticate. Is he saying something that I can fall on? But as for drama, he was one of the most inspirational people that I've had
Your dad.
in my life, yes.
So what did you have against boxing? And was it the black eyes you'd come back home with?
Yeah, blood eyes, then it would give me, examples of people that have suffered Parkinson.
Yeah, like Muhammad
Out
Ali
of-
himself, yeah. Legend.
Yeah, like Muhammad Ali. But those days, it's way back before even...
Oh, so you had no...
Muhammad Ali suffered Parkinson. So, but we had many other, examples, even some local examples of which I'm not supposed to mention names here. A lot of people. So, I just decided, I said, no. Okay, let me listen to Mdala. And, but it was quite an interesting journey in boxing.
Yeah.
Whereby, say, I come back with a bruise, I would find my young brother waiting for me with a dish of hot water.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to nudge and massage my face. Then the boy would ask me, Mdala, nish mafite film. No, young man. But anyway, it gave me courage in life.
Yeah.
During our days, fighting every day was part of the game. I didn't just do boxing, I was also in karate. I did taekwondo
Damn.
up to a certain extent, whereby I even earned names, which some people used to call me cyborg, others.
Cyborg.
Such a cliched nickname for the hood. If you're rough,
Damn.
just call him Cyborg.
Do you remember that?
Did you? But this is
Cyborg.
before Van Damme. If it was after, you'd have been given that name.
Yeah, I would have been given. That was now later in life because
Yeah.
I think I stopped being rough more or less recently after I retired. I was a rough guy. Yeah, others used to call me Van Damme, others Chuck Norris, others.
Would you go into a bar and start bar fights for you to earn these names?
No, really.
Yeah.
But of course, because I used to take a bit, you know, it would start
Yeah.
from there. And I was a handsome young man.
You still are.
So you find that these my little ladies
Yeah.
would flow for me. And at school, for your own information, I was quite intelligent. So again, you find that from school, my girls would want, someone who's to my chicks, maninga. And
Yeah.
So is that changed now?
I'm a changed person.
No, but has that changed?
In me, yes, it has
No.
changed.
I mean, you mentioned girls used to write you, notes and things like that.
No,
You're famous.
it has changed way back.
They
I'm
don't- they don't-
I'm 55, aging into 56.
Does that change anything?
That doesn't change anything.
It does.
No. There's some women that are into that,
Oh,
Older men.
Older men.
Yeah.
Is that another question that I should answer?
Yes.
Given my portfolio as at now,
Yeah.
as Mr. Nguzu, most of these ladies would just take it plainly like, okay, this is the way the young man is.
Mm-hmm.
But only to discover that, no, Nguzu is on set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of fans that get infatuated with what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But
So has that happened to you where a fan who
it
had a crush on you
happens. The
maybe?
best thing to do is to pray for her. Show her the right way. I mean, certainly, yes. It's happened several times.
Yeah.
It's happened several times. There was a time that I was distributing these my New Testament Bibles,
Yeah.
and little kids would get crazy. Hey, Banguzu, hey, Jesus, but a number. Then you say, okay, I want to talk to you. She comes aside. You give her a New Testament. Read that. That is future for you. That is life. Nguzu is just a show name that shows this true one guy. But if you seriously go into his private life,
Yeah.
is quite the opposite of what you see.
You're
on
gonna
the
find
Have
screen.
you
Jesus.
seen any similarities between Nguzu and
Nguzu and Monde. Nguzu and Monde. Yeah, he's a tolerant man. They more or less resemble. He's a tolerant man. And Nguzu, yeah, he's a tolerant man. I think that is the only major, similarity that is there. But otherwise, these others were way apart.
Right. Okay.
I know why Elson is asking this, because usually when producers are, making a show and they're making a character like Mr. Nguzu, who's going to have how many wives now? 6, 7?
7.
7 wives. There's a lot of similarities that producers look out for. Like
Yes.
if I was going to do a movie about a guy who, not a playboy, okay, close to a playboy, I would cast Elson. You know what I mean?
God damn it, you said my
So
name.
what did the producers, what do you think the producers saw in you that would match the character of Mr. Nguzu?
Okay, what happened was, I think it was just more like a bomb crash.
A what?
A bomb crash. What I mean is, I started drama and theater 1974 and culture because I used to
There you
beat
go, Mr.
drums.
Nguzu. Is the interview, are the questions that hot that they're making you sweat? One.
No, it's just the environment.
It's a bit
quite-
hot here, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
quite hot and humid.
No, it is. No,
By
I'm
the
just
way,
messing
we
with
are
you.
shooting from Dakapa today, and the fans are way up there, man. But anyway,
So
yeah,
I started my art in 74. I remember there was a church recital. And then during that time, there was the Soweto thing about South African independence, apartheid. So we used to do a lot of poetry, political poetry, and of course, religious. That is apart from my boxing at that time.
So sorry to cut you off. So when Dad said no to boxing, was acting the next thing that you then got into?
that I decided to concentrate on.
Right. Yeah.
So I went to Kasamba Primary School. Then from there I went to Chongwe. Chongwe, that's where I met during festivals the Greg Lungos, Sadabwe Mwanza, Maidstone, Molenga, just to mention but a few. It excited me up to secondary school. So after I completed my senior secondary school, I went into a job on training. I wanted to go to Unza. But in nowadays, if you've got nice marks, they'll take you, do an in-training job. So I was picked by National Milling. I was doing an in-service training, that is job on training, but attached to Sit and Guilds of London as a miller. So when I completed, I did another course in
It was a long time ago.
production. No, I'm trying to, because it's a little bit intertwined. Prototype production, quality control at Colorado State University. I've done many other courses. Apart from that, I've done entrepreneurship. I'm a lead trainer in business management. That is basic business management. And ILO, that is International Labour Organization. All that culminated in a situation where the job I started doing couldn't give me time to do extra activities, because I went up to the rank of intake manager, which required about maybe 12 to 15 hours of input per day. So I had no time for
Wait,
extra.
you'd be working for 12 hours a day?
Yeah, most of the time.
Sounds like slavery more than employment.
Because I was in charge of grains.
Yeah.
During those days, there was a shortage of grains, so you'd go out either in the outskirts of the country or maybe outside Zambia to go and look for grains. I remember one time we even brought in yellow maize. I'm not saying I'm the one who brought that yellow maize.
That was like what, 93, eh?
Somewhere there. So you can see I didn't have had enough time to do extra stuff.
Yeah.
Though I would just maybe enjoy myself once or twice in a day. So can you imagine if you're involved in a production, you don't have had time to commit yourself to that. But okay, I would go and watch my plays, and there were times that I'm just behind the scenes, like what other people do, because you know that you'll have time to do that.
Yeah.
So not until 2002, when my partner, National Milling, parted, what happened was National Milling was taken over by South Africans. And as part of privatization, there were some positions that were a preserve of their nationals. So one of the positions that were involved, that were victims, was my position as intake manager. That's how I left National Milling, and I concentrated on my NGO, which is Community for Human Development. So in a nutshell, that's when I decided to go back to art. My mlam, who is now my first wife in Mpali, Wangazulu, was already in the arts.
Yeah.
So at times I would tell her, Mama, look here, I'm an actor. It's only that you can't approve of it. No, I mean, what can you do? And I said, Mana, me, I'm an actor. So as you can get my jobs, just get me a position and try. So one day, there was a new production coming on board, which is Mpali, and she contacted me.
When was this?
That was 2017, 2016, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Then I said I was just like in a doubting mood. I went there and I met Frank. He said, no, this guy should do auditions. Yes, that is Frank Siboko.
Siboko, yeah.
The creator of Mpali, and that's how I was auditioned. And can you imagine, I was auditioned by big names like Shupiwe, because Shupiwe was already a big name by then, from Banja, and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just coming in like a small cockroach. But eventually they said, okay, you are a raw gem, but we can polish you. And that's how I got the position.
I know Mr. Nguzu is a fictional character, but then he's a polygamous man.
Yes.
Yeah. What are your views on polygamy, though?
As Nguzu or as Mpali?
As Mpali. As a man off screen.
Polygamy is headache.
Is what?
It's a headache.
Why is it a headache?
Headache.
Why? Why is it a headache?
I'm telling you, I'm a man who has lived in two worlds. As Nguzu in Mpali and as Mpali in my marriage. I'm telling you, Mpali is headache because you need to manage different characters.
Yeah.
If only you can at times get heart attack from managing one woman, what happened with 6? Because they are from different strokes. They have different needs. They have different wants. Even their understanding and perception of life are quite different. Unless if you are determined and ready for that. Because each day that you arrive home, you find that there's this that is needed. There would be a happy moment which is short-lived. So I'm telling Mpali, as Mpali.
There's this famous
I can't
line.
try.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There's this famous line, I think by Kanye West, where he says, love is cursed by monogamy. Where essentially what he's saying is it is very possible to love more than just one person at a time.
When you are capable of handling.
Yeah, but what you're talking about handling is a marriage or a relationship which has nothing to do with love.
No, of course, yes. You cannot love more than one woman.
Yes, you can.
Possible. You've got divided attention. Love simply means consummate your heart with someone. Be in it. Have you ever loved the 2 women?
Say again?
Have you ever loved 2 women?
He has.
Plenty of times.
No.
The attention that you're talking about is more when it comes to a relationship and not love.
This is what I'm telling you. What is the difference between a relationship and love?
You want to take this?
No, you do.
Okay.
You're the pro in this, yeah.
So, love is
Maybe
a
my
part
perception
of,
over that,
love is a part of a relationship.
Love is a part of a relationship.
You can love someone and not be in a relationship with them.
No.
You don't
can
agree
like
with
someone.
that.
You can like someone.
You can love somebody but not be in a relationship with them.
No. Love is truth. Love is that which we get from the Bible. What is love? Love is God. You can only wholeheartedly love only one person. I'm telling
But
you.
what would you say to cultures that say, look, for as long as you can afford the women, to maintain the women, it's all good. Let's talk about Muslims, for instance. They're okay with it. For as long as you can take care of your women, there's nothing wrong with it. Are you saying is there anything wrong with it, or are you just not for the
African
idea?
culture.
It's just an infatuation. You're treating them like toys. As long as you can afford to have them.
So
That is all.
what are you saying about people from our Bible, like Abraham, who had more than one wife?
That is biblical. It's part of our Bible, whereby I don't
So-
think whether I've got any. I don't want to contradict my heart here.
But you know, the genesis of monogamy was actually to oppress women. It was all about property. Because essentially, if you do remember, back in the day, a woman could have sex with 10 guys in the village, right? If she falls pregnant, every one of those 10 guys would be responsible of taking care of their child, meaning that child had a higher chance of making it into a man. However, if one of those 10 men had a lot more cattle or property, what he wanted was an heir to his property.
You go back to your question. You said 10 men having a relationship with one woman.
Yeah. No. Reason why I brought this up, which is different to polygamy, is what Kalenga brought up.
Polyandry.
Essentially, where I said, polyamory is what that is. Where we were talking about the origin of monogamy, that it was actually made to oppress women. Because essentially, if Mpali wanted to make sure that the woman, the child, hold on, the child that comes out of a woman belongs to Motale. He would forbid that woman from having a relationship with any other man.
Polyandry.
No, it's polyandry.
Polyandry. I remember that one. Polyandry.
I don't think whether that is a cultural norm that we respect in Zambia.
Okay.
I know where I'm heading to. When you're talking of a woman being in a relationship with 10 women,
Men.
or 10 men, I don't think whether in our culture is something that is done openly. What I know of is, I'm not trying to run away from your question. What I know of is, a woman can have a child. Maybe the father dies, or maybe the father is a cripple. What comes? It's the village. It's the responsibility of the entire village to look after that child. That's why even our tradition draws the term to say, a child is born of a woman, but is brought up by a village. It doesn't just mean that, it's by virtue of feeding, but also grooming. What we believe in our culture is that a child cannot just be taught by the father alone. No.
It takes the whole village.
It takes the whole village. Uncles, aunties. That's why we say, uncles, aunties, please come together and mold this child to be a right person in life. Monogamy comes from the Bible. God said, a man shall leave his parents and come up together with his wife.
But then there's so many more examples of polygamous men in the Bible.
No, but that was in Genesis, the beginning of the word. It's even there. It's tabulated in the Bible if you go there.
But does it? But then again, the Bible is a bit vague on that one. It talks about a man marrying a woman, but doesn't inhibit anyone from marrying many women.
It just gives you the demerits and merits of having
it doesn't.
Consummate.
It doesn't.
Consummate with one woman.
I think the Bible maybe should have been a bit more explicit and said, "Do not marry more than one wife."
Maybe
it doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Maybe I haven't just read much.
No, it doesn't say anyway.
Okay, from the experience.
Yeah.
And experiences that I've had.
Yeah.
I've seen people that have been in polygamous marriages, and I've seen people in monogamous marriages. I'm telling you, there is more celebration in monogamy marriage.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
I don't believe that.
Maybe you've had rough examples. That's why rough experiences.
No,
that's why you're
the high rate of divorce. We have got the high rate of divorce. We have got, again, I don't want to confuse you. We have got platforms we've got platforms like Ashley Madison. What Ashley Madison is, it's an app meant for married people that want to have affairs. Right? So if you're married and you want to have an affair, you go onto this app. This app has got over 80 million users, meaning 80 million people who are married are cheating.
Let me tell you.
So how sacred is that?
I will tell you one thing. You know, we're looking at the natural cultural systems that we have that we are now trying to forget about. We are trying to forget about the word of love in the Bible for profanity, so to say. There are a lot of cases of same-sex marriages that are there today as compared to 2 years ago. I don't want to step on people's toys, but that which is said in the Bible, man said, shall marry a woman. But what have we decided to do? We've started going for same-sex marriages and things like that. That is what we are talking about. That is what you are talking about. An app that should control your heart. No, that is not the way it's supposed to be.
Doesn't control your heart, really. It just gives you options.
So are we saying...
It gives you options, but do you have the power of choice?
Yes, you do.
Do you have the power of choice? But how do you want assistance of an app to assist you in that?
Okay, so now, once we go down that road, there's a whole rabbit hole. Because essentially, there's no right or wrong way of meeting a person. If I ask you how you met your wife...
You asked me.
Hold on. If I ask you, how did you meet your wife?
Wow. Out of love.
No, way. How? You know what I'm saying? How did you meet?
Love found a way.
What was it, at the church, at the supermarket?
At a bar?
I'd just been transferred to Kabwe. So my family, my father, my mom were here in Lusaka. So I was a weekender. Every Friday I would move from Kabwe, come here to see my parents. Then every Monday, early morning, would go to Kabwe. So she had more or less the same. She used to come and see parents here. She was senior accountant Lima Bank in Kabwe. So we met twice, 3 times. When I went to church, one time we met, second day we met. The frequency, should I say, increased. And we started getting closer, started knowing each other. And then, of course, from there, I went and told my uncle, I told him, I said, I've met a woman of my dreams. And in our days, they were quite strict to know who you want to marry. Then, of course, I explained. The guys in the olden days used to do their own investigation. Yes.
Based on tribal was a major factor for you.
Tribal, yes, was a major factor, but it
Major,
didn't
back in the
because me, I'm Telemonde, she's Kaonde. So, yes, it was a factor, but just like you saying.
But who brought up issues? Her family or your family? The tribal issue.
The tribal issue is the families.
Both families.
Both families
were against the tribe that the other was trying to get into.
They would say, no, these guys are selfish.
So
no, these guys are...
What was wrong with Kaondes and what was wrong with Bembas? Like, what was a major issue coming up when the tribe issue is brought up?
No, usually,
Yeah.
even the directions where you come from,
Yeah.
you find that maybe they've had an experience of the Kaonde person somewhere, the family, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that was really an issue to me. It's something else. So
okay.
even just the way the family presents itself. So they told me, no, mwana, have makuri family, suma, balabombesha, and they go to church. So, man, you go for it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if, say, you pass that test, they would say, no, we don't like you to go ahead with this relationship. Based on maybe or maybe she's had a child somewhere else before, or maybe they've heard of a bad record.
Yeah.
Usually our parents used to always caution us to go ahead with such kind of marriages. So otherwise, like in my case, it was okay. They said, no, she's intelligent, she's an hard worker.
She's a God-fearing woman.
She's a God-fearing person. Then we went ahead and we hammered the bells, and here we are, Mr. and Mrs. Mutalemonde.
When did you get married?
I got married in 90.
Your wife, when she sees this,
92.
80
Come
what?
on,
92?
Mhm.
Yeah? Which is which?
Anyway, I'm aging, so you should expect the amnesia to come in.
That is a good escape.
yeah,
He got out of your trap clean. Blame it on the
I
age, man.
respect that.
Blame it on the age. Now, I brought up the date of marriage because I'm trying to calculate from how long you were married before Mutalemonde became Mr. Nguzu, because I mean nobody even calls you Mutalemonde anymore. So you got married what?
Nguzu started 2017.
Yeah, so you were married approximately 20-something years before Mpali happened. So then this fame comes in now. How has your wife taken this? How has family taken this?
At first, it was a little bit difficult.
Too much attention.
Too much attention.
Yeah?
But to see, I usually give this example. I hope it's not getting monotonous. In 2017, there was a time that or should I say in the first season, there was a time that I was having a scene with one of the ladies. By then we were in Chilanga. So I invited my wife, and my wife came over at the shooting house. So just when we were preparing for that scene was, I was having, a good moment with the lady in bed. than
Sex.
No, not sex.
Just a good moment.
Sleeping, just a light moment in bed. So after we had prepared for the scene, I asked the director to ask my wife to come in. So when my wife came in, only to find there were several cameras, the light man, the DOP was there, prompt. Your crew, the way it is.
Yeah.
Then she got surprised. So many people. Me, I just used to think that if you're having a private moment, camera kamozi, Now, funny enough,
Yeah.
when we started, then she said, in the middle of the scene,
Yeah.
Mr. Monday, hold her the way you hold me. Hold her nicely. I was a bit jittery.
That was your wife telling you to hold her.
I was a bit jittery at
Yeah.
first.
Like you're thinking maybe it's a trap. Your wife is laying
I
for you.
Maybe it would be, but I think that was good.
Yeah.
Then I said, oh yeah, then it passed. Right?
Yeah.
Today my wife understands me. She knows that, this guy is just a teacher. At church, people used to condemn her. Why mama so? She would just say, but look here.
Yeah.
That is his art. Huh? That guy is just trying to teach the multitude things that happen. I'll give you an example. She says, during the advent of HIV and AIDS, most of the people were excommunicated from their churches. From their churches, why? Alirwala, nimbifi. Because HIV was associated with promiscuity.
Security, yeah,
Yes.
true.
So, by the time the church came in, it was too late. Most of the people even came to discover that even some of their pastors were sick. So now it was time for the church to come in and help to fill the gap. It was like we were just burying our heads in sand, like the ostrich thing. So now, they've come to discover and say, not only discovering, but to attest to say, polygamy is even in the churches. Now, what is there? What is there is there should be people who should come up with these issues, explain to the people boldly.
Yeah.
So me, I'm just one of those teachers, my dear.
I'm trying to imagine what was wrong with, like, what wrong did the church see in the role that you played in a TV show? Like, what
They thought
they couldn't tell the difference between reality and acting.
They
or what?
couldn't see between reality and what was being showed. But later on, today they are in the forefront of even, encouraging me to say, my brother, what you are doing is good. Because it's teaching a lot of people. You look at what I'm wearing. This is Christian Nation.
Christian Nation 106.5.
Well, we're just from having one very nice, interesting come together of couples yesterday by this institution. This is where we came and families started brainstorming, all right? The difficulties that families find in homes, what leads to polygamy, what leads to divorces, what is there that is, blown up. We are having a lot of suicide cases. Now we're having a lot of cases here, young marriages. So, Mpali is one of those avenues that are trying to show to people, though in a comical way, to some extent in inverted commas, to people, exactly that is happening in society.
Okay. In reading in researching you, there was like a brief profile on the internet, and one thing that popped up for me, there was your hobbies: boxing, watching soccer, and then there was analyzing. Like, what do you analyze?
Situations.
Situations like what and how? What's it about analyzing that you do?
Nothing just happened.
Okay. So it's a hobby, like full-time hobby, just analyze
Yeah,
things.
just like full-time hobby. Because you find that there's someone who has gone wrong today.
Yeah.
People just start by saying, hey, nichikawala on chule. But what led to that people, to that person doing such a thing? Is he a person in the need? Others is just a hobby. But others, they really need to behave the way they behave. Because of maybe there is a greater need. Right? Kwali babambia bakashana, you find that she's always on the street. But why? She needs to survive. But others is just a hobby. There are some chaps who come from very strong and good families. The parent has provided for everything that she needs. The parents have provided for everything that the young man needs. Right? But she's there on the street every day. It could be out of peer pressure, yes, we understand, but does that person really need to be on the route? On the road today. Every day. So you need to analyze. After your analysis, then you say, what is the answer to this problem? Assist that person if ever it's possible. Bring her down, sit her down and talk to her. Because you cannot just come out and say, hey, you are my Sakono, why do you behave like this? We receive a lot of children from their fathers. Talk to my son. Talk to my daughter. Analyze, why does she behave like that? So it's part of my hobby.
I found it quite a strange hobby, just analyzing. So do you like sit under a tree and just analyze things? Or?
No, come on, it doesn't just occur like
It's
that.
a hobby. It's a hobby. Anyway.
Management, you don't solar paper, hemp. Do you smoke it as medicine or not?
Recreational.
You know what I like to analyze? You know when you're
Yeah.
stuck in traffic? Do you ever look at couples, like married couples,
And how they don't talk to each other in
and
the
how
cars?
they don't talk to each other? The one is facing the one way and the other.
And it's either a new couple or it's a side chick if they're laughing in the car, right?
Exactly.
This life.
Wait, I want to bring you back
Yeah.
to the polygamy issue, Mr. Nguzu. So all this time that I was quiet, I was running my Googles.
He was reading the whole Bible right now.
Isaiah 4 verse 1.
Wow. Pastor Elson.
And 7 women shall take hold of one man. Why? I didn't make this up. You know that quote? You know that Bible verse?
I know where you're heading to.
You know where I'm heading to? Okay, I'll leave it.
No.
I know where you're heading
We can't leave this hanging, yeah?
I don't write the script.
Okay, so let me finish off what the
Yeah.
verse
Okay.
says. So it says, and 7 women shall take hold of one man in that day, saying, we'll eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our reproach. They'll bring their own clothes and food.
I think this is what's happening nowadays, man.
We don't-
Because Isaiah was a prophet who saw thousands of years ahead. So was he prophesying about the Jesus times or our times in this verse?
It's our times.
It's our times.
No. Okay, let me get back to that. You shouldn't confuse me. Old Testament
Yeah.
was an agreement between God and the people of Israel. So in short, in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
But the New Testament was an agreement between Christ and the rest of the world.
Yeah, but let's not take away the fact that even though it's the Old Testament, what he saw was for all future.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for future, of course.
Yeah, it's for
You can't
Yeah.
just discard off everything.
No.
yeah.
Like it was said to say that an eye for an eye. No, of course that is a bad practice. You see what I'm saying? But it all came from the Old Testament. So, but you can see, get the good practice, discard what is not good.
I think what that means in the book of Isaiah is, I'm loving Bible study today, man. My interpretation is Isaiah saw these times when women are more enlightened, they're educated, but there's a shortage of men. And they're able to come with their own clothes and their own money and their own cars, and they just need a man to carry a name from, right?
Self-defenders.
They're self-dependent, so they just need
Right.
a man for small things, like maybe just a change of a surname, like the ladies in Isaiah there.
And what else?
And sex. How many women need?
Talk about it.
How many women need much from us nowadays? A lot of women are independent. I was at a bank on Friday where almost a whole
what?
at a bank.
Oh, bang! I thought you said bang. On Friday,
At a bank. Well, almost the whole of the marketing department is headed by women.
why women?
Yeah, women. Procurement department, almost the whole of it, just women. It says a lot about the times today. And I think
Yeah.
Isaiah was talking about these times.
Yeah, okay, yes. You
Yeah.
could have been talking about these times, but what you should know is that not all polygamous systems are wrong.
What's right?
Huh?
What's
I'm saying that
not
not all
all
polygamous
systems?
arrangements are wrong.
Also, now
There are
you've come
some-
to our side.
Ah,
You
no,
are-
no, 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 no. Listen,
That's what I'm asking. What's wrong? What's right?
listen.
Yeah.
There is something good that you can see from being polygamous, right? There are times like okay, our friends from across the Zambias. Usually that's where it's been practiced.
practiced a lot.
Are we
A
talking
lot.
about Angola or
But no. We don't have to mention names. Others do it for self-sustenance. If you can check on the records, most of the men that are polygamous are selfish. That is one. And two, are lazy. Because women work for them and he just collects. All he does is to service the beds. That's what I'm saying.
I think men that are polygamous
But
is the
it's-
other way
it's-
around. Actually, they're very hardworking. I think they're actually very hardworking.
No. Most of them, we've had an example just nearby here.
Who?
who?
Just investigate most of the polygamous. Men.
The
Give
one
us
you're,
the example.
the one you're talking about. Where is he from?
No, don't be scared. What, the owner of Tikapo?
No, not the owner of the couple. I don't have to mention names here.
No, we
Look
don't.
about
No,
how-
I wouldn't like to.
but how close is
litigate
this
it.
person, though?
No.
Is he Zambian?
He's Zambian of foreign descent.
West African?
No,
What line of business is he in? Politics?
a farmer.
He's a farmer.
He's a real life Nguzu.
He's
other
more
words.
than Nguzu.
He's more than.
He was married to.
How many?
It should be about 54 or so.
Crap, this is in Central Province, yeah?
You know the guy?
Yeah, I've forgotten the name though, but I remember the story.
Are you scared to say the name?
No,
too?
I can't remember the name, but he was in the papers actually. And they'll ask him, I think with like 118 children, like 118 children, he was in the paper some time back, and they'll ask him how he manages
And
all
when he
these
died,
things. Yeah.
he left a lot of young wives, and the children took over.
No, but you know what, Mr. Nguzu? The reason why you know of that dude is because he's an anomaly. He's one of the very few people that are in polygamous relationship that are broke. Because a lot of the people that are in polygamous relationship, they can take care of their women, and that's why you don't know about them.
No. I don't think so. There are few, if ever. Okay, maybe you could be right. I don't think so. But most of the examples, most of the polygamous men that I've come across, usually they depend on women. They depend on the labor of women.
Well, speaking from his experience, so yeah.
They wake up in the morning, bend their backs, and is the one who collects money and tells them what to do. Tells them what to do with that money. Most of them.
I feel it takes away a lot of my pride if I let women take care of me. You know what I mean? I just can't. My pride won't let me. I just can't.
Oh, your mama took care of you?
Yeah, that's an exception. She had to take care of me. It was my right. But
And my dear, there are a lot of people that are looked after by their women.
Yeah, there's a lot.
and it's trending a lot
There are
nowadays,
lots.
and I've got no respect for such men. You know what I mean? Like if we can refer to the Bible while we're having this Bible study, we are the providers. You know what I mean? So to flip the script and have a woman take care of you, I think
But
it's
of
very
course, this is what
emasculating.
is
She might as well
obtaining
move
today.
with my balls in her handbag.
This is
You know what I
is
mean?
happening today. Huh?
Anyway, let's talk about your acting career.
Especially once
Yeah.
you find this rich woman, we know of several young men that have been stolen away from their young women, right?
Yeah. Because she
She
came and
says,
took care of him.
"No, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take care of you. Ambira Max, Makex, akushitira. Aponena Benz na BMW. Even takes you go and start learning courses, yeah, golf. Yeah? And every day she gives you an envelope in the morning and Most of the young men have left
No,
their
no, no,
families.
no,
You don't fucking want to talk.
Eh?
He's lying. He's a hypocrite, this one.
Huh? Don't pretend that you don't know these things. I wouldn't
He's
like to
lived
use
that
this
life.
term that
He's lived that life.
I've never lived that life.
Oh,
I refuse.
don't be
shut
a
up.
hypocrite.
I refuse. Anyway, Sangozi, can we talk about your acting career now? And
Yes.
you've won awards. If I could find a good description of this man, I think I would call him the Zambian Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like he found his fame. Is what? Denzel. No, Denzel
No.
started. Denzel was young.
You
Morgan
can
Freeman, the
see,
fame
you
came
can see pictures of Denzel when he was
when he was young. Morgan
cannot
Freeman.
see- man.
Nah.
Have you ever seen a young Morgan Freeman?
Even in Shawshank Redemption, the movie that actually, where he blew up from, he's already got gray hair. He was already old. This is Mr. Nguzu.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
I like
trying.
that analogy.
Yeah, you know what I mean, eh?
Pretty smart today.
I've not taken cranberry juice. I think it messes me up. Eh?
You have not drank today. Let's
Yeah.
have less of that, actually.
Yeah, Mr. Nguzu, you came on a scene. 2017, you were in what? Your 40s, 50s?
Which year is this?
2017.
No, come back. This year? What?
This we're in 2022.
22.
So less five.
Less
Less five.
5.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how old you were when Mr. Nguzu happened.
I mean, I'm 55.
Also, you were 50.
Yes.
Just Morgan Freeman, man, to the T.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm trying to understand, like fame changes a lot of people, and you were 50, and a year or two down the line, you're winning awards. I'm trying to understand how much of your life changed, or what changed about you with the fame coming, especially at the age of 50.
There's a lot of attention, and there's a lot of self introspection. Before I could ride this road, I was just a nobody. I told you that I lost my employment, and that is the time that you really discover the environment that you live in. My wife lost employment in 95.
Wow.
When they liquidated Lima Bank. She was a senior accountant. Then I lost my employment in 2002, somewhere there. So we were double fine in terms of work. And fortunately, I'd already bought a house in Kabwata. So I shifted from the company house in Rhodes Park, which brought a lot of confusion and things like that. Some people were really interested that I move up first, then they come in. But fortunately, the company decided to sell it to me. That's another story for tomorrow. So during that time, all my friends that I used to see around were like mist. They were nowhere to be seen in the next hour. There would be people who would come every day, mana, let's go this side, let's go. Even the cause were nowhere there. So my life reduced to my wife and my children. See what I'm saying? Even some of the relatives, you go to their places, they would say, Vamtale Maisa, we are just about to move out, we are going out. You see what it means? It's like someone is trying to avoid. He's trying to avoid your presence. You can, there's this famous joke they say, Pachirido. You want to say something, they would say, keep quiet, our man will end up.
Because you don't have money.
No, you don't have money. I mean, what? So those are some of the things that someone who's fallen really experience, right?
Yeah.
And it's fortunate. You are only fortunate if your wife and your children are with you. Because if you don't have it all, your wife never going see you. But you see, there are some of us who've married our wives who are like our mothers, who respect life. they know when the chips are down, yes, the chips are down, you're supposed to be together. So, in a nutshell, they say, when one door is closed, many others are open.
Well, true.
And that's exactly what happened. I've tried this, tried that, tried this. Yes, I was able to sustain my family in a small way after that. But not until acting thing came in. That is the question you were asking, Maya. Since then, when I blew up, I've had friends I don't know from
2002.
I don't know. No?
Yeah.
You know, when this talent blew up, I even came to realize what the Bible says. When you use your talent, you will one day wine and dine with the queens, with the royal.
Yeah.
You gain respect from society. People point fingers at you, but we also lose it ourselves. We tend to misuse our fame. That's where most of the people lose it. But to answer your question, from the time that Nguzu came in, I'm not boasting. Usually where you find people are queuing, I don't queue. I would love to queue, but
Yeah.
someone would just come and say, boss, he said,
Mr. Nguzu.
Oh, yeah. Talk about it.
Yeah.
No, those are some of the moments that we enjoy.
The perks.
The perks, as
Yeah.
he puts it.
Fame buys you influence. So you're now an influential man.
Yes.
And you're able to do a lot
But
with that.
people abuse it.
I was even about to bring that. Do you ever, I know you're a father on and off screen, but do you ever, like maybe your children on set, okay, with the newfound fame, do you ever feel like maybe they're not handling it well? And how do you handle such situations as a father to them on and off screen?
Then, you know, they've come to believe what I do.
Yeah.
They've come to understand what I do. So they just take it that way. Okay, I understand what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
From off the set, there are some limits they can go. But of course, they know I'm their father. The boy would say, Mr. Nguzu mwakomboka wino bwangulelwa. Yes, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But of course, that respect, this is my father, is supposed to be maintained. But if you see that your child is trying to abuse it, culprit him, tell him exactly. Remind him that I'm your papa.
On and off screen.
On and off the screen.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of perks, you and I need to be grateful for the people that have given us free-ish.
A whole lot, man.
So
A whole lot.
me personally, Slap D, I spoke about it the
Yeah.
last time. I got free clothes
Yeah, last
from
week, yeah.
him. ProFlight,
Oh yeah, we've had air tickets that we haven't yet used from
Yeah.
ProFlight, yeah.
Zamtel.
Oh yeah. Where's my internet? Crap. Sorry, Zamtel. Yeah, I've got free internet at home. I'm enjoying this from Zamtel. There's a lot of free things,
Yeah,
man.
there's a whole lot of. If there's anything
Yeah.
free that you need though, is a phone. What the hell is this?
Why embarrass a nigga like this now? You know what happened? I'm using this phone today. My phone just stopped charging, eh?
Please ask him why. Mr. Nguzu, ask him why his phone stopped charging. Every single episode, he on purpose drops his phone, takes his phone and just like chucks it.
Yeah.
That's the
I've
free
had,
stuff
I've
that
had,
you need.
I
Free
think
issues.
I need a free phone.
I've,
yeah,
I've
true.
had favors. Zambia always took me to Mpali and back.
Yeah.
And we're still together and we're doing power tours. Have really assisted us. They've supported me left, right, and center. They're just too numerous to mention. Too numerous to mention.
But I think my question was more to the internal. Like, what has the fame done to you internally? Like, has it made you feel
Oh,
a
I
certain
see.
way?
Yeah, that I explained to you. That is where we lose it.
That's what I wanted to find out. Like 2017, before 2017, you were no one. You know what I mean? Then 2017
Yes.
happens. You're a household name.
Don't disrespect the man like that. What do you mean he was no one?
No, like he was an unknown person. That's what I meant. You know what I mean? Then 2017 happens. You're a household name, and your show trended within weeks.
Yes.
You know?
And we're there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So, okay, just like I'm saying, like you were saying,
Yeah.
there are situations that there are some people don't carry it nicely. I wanted, I had learned a lot of lessons from other people. Those that had instantly blown up to fame.
Yeah.
And I had seen that they had misused, miscarried, misinterpreted their fame. There are some boys who were by now, since it's cold in Nguzu, this is the time to amass women. Because, fame goes with some of these things.
Yeah, I mean,
women
love power, yeah.
And,
Women love power, true. Yeah.
you go to a bar, you find that there's a lot of free beers. You go this side, there's a lot of this. People misinterpret their fame. They misuse their fame. Most of them lead to abuse of alcohol, abuse of drugs, abuse of their relationships at their homes,
Abuse of sex.
abuse of sex. But you see, those are just things that come by the way. And if you don't control yourself, you are doomed. You can imagine from 2017 up to now. I know I'm not saying that I haven't been in bad writings. Yes, maybe one or two people would have written, bad things about me. But we try to control ourselves. I've tried to control myself. One, I've got a family. If, say, I went stupid, I did something wrong, it does not just, have an effect on me, but it trickles down to my family. Then it trickles down to my production as well. Mishandling of fame has led to a lot of productions going down. Just because Mpali. It does this because Mpali.
Yeah.
So ultimately you find that your life is being affected. All that it takes me is, if ngatukulika favor kabwino, I capitalize on it. That's why I'm going to replace my passport. And if someone says, Mr. Nguzu,
Yeah.
oh, my days,
Why not?
why not use it? But not for me to take meme now, where I don't even gauge whether someone is married or not. Those are wrong situations that we are. A lot of our friends have ended up being on the bad side of the law because of misuse of the fame that they have. I've always been telling our young artists and actors, musicians, to handle it nicely. Fame is something that you should religiously pray for it and say, my God, as I go out, be with me, guide me and protect me. Give me wisdom.
Yeah.
But each time you say, oh, Kaingen is so and so, so and so. Next time, you find that, you could with a disease and the following day, bye. I know most of my friends that have gone that way. Alcohol abuse, especially alcohol abuse, my drugs was my.
Do you hear this?
Because
coming
even in the churches,
I'm listening attentively.
even in the churches, sometimes you are no respect of a person. So most of the people cancel them. I'm just like as your parent, as I was before. You must respect me. But fame, I'm telling you, I'm repeating, has led to a lot of our boys going the wrong way, our girls going the wrong way.
Speaking of something you touched on, so there's rumor that's going around that you are actually having an affair with, I think it's Shipiwe, Mr. Nguzu's fifth wife. That when the cameras go off.
Oh, I see. No.
Have you heard that rumor before?
I have.
I'm going to ask you if it's true. I know what you're going to say, though.
No, it's not true. Everyone knows Starting from Conchito, everyone knows. Starting from Konyumba, everyone knows.
So where's it coming from?
Listen, where it's coming from is this. I stay in Kabwata. Shupiwe stays in Lilai. That is after Kabwata. She's got to take a small vehicle. Sometimes she uses public transport. So she would come with a vehicle, parks it at my home, then we go together, Conchito.
So people see you coming together to work.
That was the only problem that most of the people, they misinterpreted it, and I didn't need to defend myself. They've just come to realize to say, no, Vajani Wakuluwaki. She's my young sister. She's my young kid. I know about her and she knows about me. She's my young kid. She's someone who can freely walk in my home, even right now. She respects my wife. She respects my family. So I'm very thankful that you've asked that question.
As we clear the air.
Yes, I've cleared the air.
No, you're a better man than I am.
What, you would be sleeping with your workmate?
My man.
And
Damn.
let me come to...
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
You are disturbing me with the phone.
Sorry. It's okay.
Okay.
Most of the institutions, especially where you find there's a lot of mingling between the opposite sex, we avoid what we call corporate incest. Corporate incest in most of the production houses is one thing that they've respected. Why? Because one, it reduces the respect amongst workers. Two, even trust is not there. There's no seriousness. At the end of the day, what suffers is your production. We understand there are some people that would respect themselves. They've come together, they even build families. But just mere infatuation that since we are together and we should be moving together, they even go to extremes. That is dangerous. And that has to be respected. Corporate incest, whoever is getting me, please avoid that.
Not doing on the job. Yeah.
It reduces the power of your production.
Yeah.
There is no respect that is in there. And above all, it's just destructive.
And it makes the work environment very awkward when
Very
things stop
awkward.
working
Yeah,
out between
when
the two
things
of you.
stop
Right,
working.
yeah.
And you have to go through the same corridors, probably worked in the same office or
And
department.
there's this tension.
Yeah, and
When
everybody can
there's
feel it.
tension.
Yeah.
I mean, how am I going to respect and cowpet Shupiwe in case she goes wrong?
Yeah.
How
true.
does she advise me? She
Yeah.
calls me Wakuruwanga. And she's got respect. And for that, I really thank her.
Remember that?
Even in any working environment, like say, for example, you come and say, oh, Vamonde, Nguzu, we want you to attend a birthday presentation. We want you to present a cake. We ask, who do you want me to come with? Oh, you come with Shupiwe. I'll go with Shupiwe. And she's not the only one. You come with my guru. I go with my guru.
Yeah.
No?
Who's Mr. Nguzu? I don't watch much of it, but I think I've watched a few. But who's Mr. Nguzu's favorite?
There is no favorite.
He doesn't have a favorite wife. The character, not you. The character. Who's his favorite wife?
The favorite wife, as in character, is Mwiza.
Why?
Eh?
Why?
That is the way
It's
the
been-
script is designed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Interesting, man. Really, I think I should start watching more of it.
You need to.
Yeah,
I'll watch
I
it.
will. Can we get to the part where we get to know Mr.
To the
Nguzu
trivia?
deeper? Yeah, trivia.
Absolutely.
Mr. Nguzu, just 10 quick questions, trivia about you as Mutalemonde, Mr. Mutalemonde. What is your idea of perfect happiness? What makes you the happiest thing? What's the thing that makes you the most happy in life?
The most happy is that I'm alive and I love God.
Beautiful.
love what?
God.
God.
What is your greatest fear?
The greatest fear. You mean as in phobia? Or
Yeah, anything.
Water. I'm hydrophobic.
You're scared of water.
What, you have rabies or something?
Huh?
I thought only people with, mostly people with rabies are hydrophobic.
No, I'm hydrophobic.
So you don't bath, you don't drink water or what?
No, I drink water.
Yeah.
But issues of bathing, swimming, not bathing. Come on, shut up. But issues of swimming,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't. Not even a stroke.
Not even a dip into the swimming pool.
No.
What, you almost drowned as a kid or what?
There was a time, Daddy is my hero. There was a time we were staying in George, and it was raining. We used to draw water from
The well.
From a well.
Yeah.
So one of the women drowned together with a baby behind.
Ooh.
And I was coming from school, so I saw Daddy. By the time he was coming up with both bodies, they were dead. And I knew my father was the hero. And I knew that I was young by then. But that moment still lingers in my head, so live. And it was the name of, because it was raining and the outside was almost deserted and this woman was drawing water.
Oh, no.
So since then, water
And you.
even kabot. So
Yeah.
once we go for any function, everyone who knows me, probably those that have gone out, I would rather get the best of the life jacket and
Double life jacket. Nelson, is that your car?
No, it's not my car.
Damn. Mr. Nguzu, what is a trait in yourself that you hate the most?
what?
A trait about yourself that you hate the most? The habit.
Though I've worked on it, it was my temper.
You were ill-tempered.
It can show in your eyes.
I was
still there,
ill-tempered, but it has healed. My wife prays for me, and I also pray for it.
So what would you do when you throw a temper tantrum? Would you beat people nearby, break stuff?
I never just used to control myself. Because at times if I beat you, even the one who's trying to separate, I would beat. There was a time in Matero one time, I even hammered one of the officers. Anyway, that was way back.
You beat up a police officer?
Yes, who was trying to
Legend.
separate. So I ended up in cell, stayed there for 2 days. Anyway, that is way back.
Yeah.
But you were in jail for 2 years.
Come on, 2
2
days.
days.
Oh,
2
2
days.
days.
For beating up a cop. You were lucky, though. You were so lucky.
That's as long as
No.
Iris was in jail for,
2 days, huh?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Nguzu,
No, of course, I wasn't the one who was wrong.
Ah.
This guy just wanted to know, to taste, some boys. So you would know that this one has always been like this. So he came just to step what I was doing. So I hammered the boy. And for the fact that he was related to the officer, this guy, I thought naive wants to join the fight instead of separating. So I hammered him. And
I like it.
But I regret
Yeah.
that.
You regret
it
that.
happened.
So we thank God for your wife who
It
prayed
was
for
way
you. man.
back. It was way back.
Yeah,
It
but we
was
thank
way
God for your wife for praying for that temper. And
Thank you.
what is your greatest extravagance? What do you waste? What is the one thing that you feel you waste money on? That's how to put it. Greatest extravagance. Something that you waste money on. Something that's not necessary, but you still spend money on. That way, huh?
Yeah.
Donating, especially giving out.
You give out more than you should.
Yeah, I should think so.
What, to the detriment of your family?
To my family, there's one other thing I haven't told you. I run community schools.
Wow.
I run community schools, of which I've got more than 2,000 orphans. There's a community school in Mumbwa called it's in Chitambala village. It's called Chitambala Community School. And this is where my wife was born. You go to Mrs. The biggest community school in Mrs. is under me. It's under CHD, Community for Human Development. I've got more than 1,000 orphans and vulnerable children. There is one in Chief Chikuwe in Chipata, though it's a little bit sluggish as at now. And I think maybe it's because of distance from Lusaka. And there was this COVID spell that we had.
Yeah.
So that also contributed in terms of, management, but it's also under us. We had Natuseko Community School in Kawe, which has been taken over by government now because it's now grown. It's now grade 9 and things like that.
So they're taking over.
So the preamble, the inception of those schools, it was out of our pockets, my wife's pocket and mine. So
You're a generous bunch, eh? I'm so jealous, man.
We actually do that.
So are you saying you've got no respect for him because his wife's pocket is the one that was taking care of that?
No. They agreed to put things together. That's a totally different issue, Elson. Yeah, they agreed to put things together. Mr. Nguzu, next one. On what occasion or occasions do you lie?
A small lie.
Yeah, small, big. What occasion? Yeah.
It's not good to lie.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, the times when you tell a white lie.
I would rather suffer consequences
than tell a lie. You don't lie, not even a white lie, small white lie.
No. There's nothing like
your
a
wife
white
calls
lie.
you, you're in town, and you tell her you're by Long Acres, maybe.
Okay, it comes, but when you want to avoid stupidity or nonsense, yeah. But a lie is a lie.
You're about to give an example, then you held back.
Come on.
Which living person do you despise the most? Apart from, don't mention Putin.
It's a difficult thing to. I don't think whether I've got someone that I despise.
Which living person do you admire the most?
My late father and my late mom.
Living.
Living.
Living, my children, my wife.
You admire your wife, your children? I'm told your family is not in Zambia.
Who?
There's stories of your family living in Switzerland, Geneva, somewhere.
No.
Yeah. Not true?
Are they
It's
here in
not
Zambia?
Yeah.
Huh?
Are they here in Zambia?
Yeah, they are here in Zambia. Oh, no, others. Oh, she's in school somewhere. She was in school in America. Yeah. She was in school in America. She was started from South Africa, America. They are still there.
Why is there so many stories about, Mr. Nguzu, the wife doesn't live in Zambia? I think that's where the Shapiro rumor came from, maybe.
My wife works for the African Union. There's an arm called the ECOSOC. Then other than that, we've been traveling a lot. Under the angel, at times you find you are in Spain,
Switzerland, and
you are in
Geneva.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
But in her case, she's still moving because she's still she's a diplomat.
Okay.
Yes.
Great stuff, man.
She's a diplomat.
Nice, man. The last one, Mr. Nguzu. You've got 7 wives on screen, 1 off screen. What quality do you look for the most? What quality do you most like in a woman?
Intelligent.
Diplomat.
Self-sustaining. Come on.
Yeah.
Self-sustaining. Wise. One with the fear of God. Yeah.
When you say self-sustaining, are we going back to men who are taken care of by women, or
No, you
she's
see,
just able to?
Yeah, just able to look after herself. A lot of women go the wrong way when a man dies.
I see what you mean.
When you find that things in the home go the wrong way, disarray. Most of the gender-based violence cases is because of women that are mostly dependent on their spouses. So if a woman is able to sustain herself and her family, is one plus thing that I like in life. Because I know that even I go under today, my family will not suffer.
Funny he brings this up right now. I was reading, I think it's one of the Robert Kiyosaki books, where he was talking about self-sustenance and how in America 70% of women, not 70% of women, in America women's living standards drop by about 70% the moment their husbands die. So I get exactly what you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about. And I think there needs to be more financial education in schools, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is what we do. Especially there was a program called Get Ahead under ILO.
Yeah.
It used to teach, basic business finance to management to women on the street, marketeers and things like that.
Yeah.
Because what makes these people not to rise up in terms of their business is lack of financial material in their heads. So we try to meet in a way, give them a bit of financial education on how to run about their small businesses. That way they build their capacity. That way GBV manyumba, especially makomboni, reduces.
Yeah.
Because it hurts, like my guys are. You see the way they suffer my wheelbarrows and things like that. Maybe one day sanapange maninga, and the woman now, especially Twakuchpata, she's there on his head. Give me money, of which the money maybe hasn't made you that night. So at the end, mbama. So if a woman can learn to
It's self-sustaining.
to be self-sustenant, the better.
My last question. Austin, you have one as well?
No, I'm good.
You're good? My last question. I know you're a man of very high moral standing in society. People look up to you, but what happens inside a person or what happens in private, no one can know. No one can know what Mutalemonde is up to in private or what happens in his head. But which would you rather people have access to? Your thoughts or your internet history? Your internet browser history?
No, my thoughts.
Which would be most shocking?
My thoughts. My thoughts.
Why?
Because internet goes with day-to-day happening. I would be wrong today. I would write about this, of which I might correct it in future. But my thoughts are quite dangerous. Each and every human thoughts are dangerous. Because you don't know what type of an atomic bomb one is.
Yeah, true, man. Yeah. So if we entered your mind right now.
If ever we respected our thoughts, we knew each other's thoughts, who wouldn't be having a lot of suicide cases, wouldn't be having a lot of incest, wouldn't be having a lot of funny things. So, my thoughts, man.
You would rather people see your thoughts than your phone history.
So if we were to read your thoughts right now, what would they say about what you're thinking about us, about Kalenga and I?
About you? I want to have another interview with you next time. Or you want to have another interview with me next time, so that you see whether I was cheating 10 years down the line or not.
Yeah, true. Mr. Nguzu, a.k.a. I think it's more Mr. Nguzu, a.k.a. Mutale Monde.
Yes.
Monde now, you know what I mean? It's been a pleasure having you here.
The pleasure is mine.
And I feel a lot of people are going to learn more about you, going to know more about you, because a lot of what we know is just Mr. Nguzu, the polygamous man on screen. In real life, he's a monogamous man, one wife, 4 children, 3 daughters, 1 son. You're into business as well. You're doing schools.
2 grandchildren, so I left these guys.
2 grandchildren. Wow.
Oh, congratulations.
Which begs the question, how old are your kids? First, second,
One
third,
had
fourth.
sex when they were not supposed to, didn't they? It was the boy, wasn't it?
Oh, the boy, yeah. The boy
He's
has
the oldest.
one. The eldest is a girl. The boy has, and the girl has.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming they're in the early 20s.
Early 20s, somewhere there.
Yeah. Mr. Nguzu, it's been real. It's been nice having you. We've learned 1 or 2 things. And remember, subscribe. Elson, you keep preaching about the subscription, but maybe you can just...
Jesus. Listen, I met somebody that
Talk
said
to
to
me.
me, let me tell you my frustration, Mr. Nguzu. Speaking of temper, I met a guy. He said to me, "Oh, I didn't know that you had an episode. I thought you guys had not brought out any episode in the last 3 weeks." And then I said, "Why?" And then he says, "Oh, the last one that I watched was such and such. So I thought for the past 3 weeks, you have not been releasing any episodes." Then I said, "Have you subscribed and hit the notifications button?" And he said, "No." So I said, "How the hell do you expect to know when episodes come out if you don't subscribe and hit the notifications button?" I don't know what's wrong with black people, though. It takes 5 seconds.
You just clicked the subscribe
Jesus.
button. Sally.
Mangwams.
I know when I say Sally, it sounds like I'm talking to a girl. Sally
things.
is a guy,
We are
our
used
camera
to
guy.
free
Please put it on
things.
the screen, the subscription thing, eh? Yeah. Say things.
Free things is what has spoiled us.
Yeah.
So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to continue watching this on YouTube, subscribe.
That's it. Simple
Thank you.
secret.
Very secret.
This has been That Zed Podcast. My name is K Plus and Nelson here. And remember, when people want to share their life stories, they come to That Zed Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, That Zed Podcast. Then on Facebook, That Zed Podcast. And most importantly, YouTube, click on the subscribe button. Feel free to comment and like. To the next episode, have a lovely day. May the good Lord richly bless you.
Kwacha, good morning, Zambia. My name is Chanda, and I'm an international voiceover in Abu Dhabi. I can be your voice for fashion.
When it's time to get the job done, Southern Gents presents the double-breasted pinstripe of excellence.
Your voice for cinema.
All these years, you lied to me, Alfred.
The Batman, only in cinemas March 3rd.
Your voice for beverages.
Introducing the Jupiter cocktail. Shaken, not stirred.
For international standard voiceovers, reach out to me on Instagram at callmevocal.
Can we do 1 or 2 photos?
Yeah. 10 minutes. I wouldn't mind with another class.